Welcome back, guys. For today's one I've already dealt out 16 cards. You just need 16 cards for today's one. Now if I had a spectator here, they could really choose any of these cards they want. But let's say they go for the Queen of Hearts. I would then ask them in which row their card is. They'll tell me it's in this row. So I'm just going to mix these cards up a little bit. You'll see the magic part is still coming. I do know what the card is, but the magical part is still coming. So let's just deal out the cards again. And now I'd ask my spectator in which column their card is. So their column would be, or their card would be in this column right here, the second column. I just dropped the card. Oh, don't worry, I'm keeping the cards on the table. I'm not making any adjustments, and I'm just picking up one card, and it's the same card that I dropped. I'm sorry I dropped the card. It happens to the best of us and to the worst of us, because it happened to me. And now I'm going to deal out the cards, and this is where the magical part really comes in. I'm going to deal out the cards into 4 piles like this, and now I'm going to have a coin decide everything. If it's tails, it's these two, and if it's heads, it's these two. So let's flip a coin. Okay, that is tails. Okay, so okay, if it's heads, it's this one. If it's tails, it's this one. Let's flip again. It's heads. Okay, now we'll spread these cards out a little bit like this. If it's heads, it's these two. If it's tails, it's these two. Okay, and now if it's heads, I'll put my hand on this card, and if it's tails, I'll put my hand on this card. So heads, this card; tails, this card. Tails, so I'll cover this card, and that means we have to reveal this card. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please consider subscribing. Until next time, peace. Welcome back, guys. For today's one I'm going to teach you the very first card trick I ever learned. My brother used to fool me with this, and eventually he taught it to me, and I just enjoyed it so much that I want to share it with you guys. So you deal out 16 cards and you ask your spectator to choose any card they want. Let's say for tutorial purposes they're going to go for the King of Clubs. Now you don't want to know that, but you want to tell you in which row their card is. So they would obviously say this row, so you just remember these 4 cards. And now what you do is you pick up all the cards, and now you're going to deal them again, but you start maybe at the bottom to make it look like you're mixing it up completely. You don't start at the top, but their card is still going to be in the same row. Their card is still going to be, but now it's in a different position, but their card is still ultimately going to be in this row. But now you ask them in which column their card is. Which column? So they'll say this column. So now you know it's the King of Clubs. And now you just start picking up the cards, and you remember their card is the 5th one from the bottom. Very simple. Obviously each time you do this it will be in a different position from the bottom, but you just remember, for this one I'll just remember 5th place from the bottom, or from the top at least. So now I'll deal out cards in 4 blocks just like this, and this, I mean, it's, their card is 5th from the bottom, not from the top. What am I talking about? So you guys will see just now. So this will obviously be their card. You just remember that one. And now what you do is you simply just use Magician's Choice to force this card on them. How you would do that, you will use very ambiguous phrases like point at these 2 piles or point at these 2 piles. You'll ask them that. You won't say which 2 piles do you want to keep. Let's say they point at these 2 piles. You eliminate these 2. Now you ask them to point at this one or point at this one. If they point at this one, you eliminate this one. If they point at this one, you eliminate this one. It's just Magician's Choice. Now you'll ask them to point at these 2 or these 2. Let's say they point at these 2, you eliminate them. And now lastly, this is their card. You ask them to cover one card with their hand. If they cover this one, you reveal this one. If they cover this one, you discard this one and reveal this one. Hope you guys liked it.